Now you just hear this.
It's the Jim Kerr Rock and Roll Morning Show on Q1043.
New York's classic rock, Q1043. And May, do you want to just say it live right into our microphone?
Jim.
That's too much. I can't take that.
Instead of John.
Okay, one more time.
Jim.
Well, no, that's not what I was trying to get you to say.
Okay. John.
Yeah, that was your song.
Yes.
Your voice.
Number 9,
voice.
Dream, John Lennon.
Yes.
Of course, it's not you in the video, but it's you on the record.
Me.
Well, it's you. The
Well, it's
audio
me,
is
right,
you
it's
in the
my
video,
voice.
but there's a different person mouthing it. Anyway,
Nicely put.
Nice hit, May Pang, in the New York Times yesterday on the front page of the arts section.
You like that, huh?
Yeah, with the big jump over to another. I mean, that was a huge, huge article.
Yes.
Lots of photos, and of course, it's all because you have presented the world with a wonderful gift, an amazing book called Instamatic Karma.
Well, you used to be around back then.
I saw many of these pictures in your
Yes, you did.
apartment.
Right, in that closet, right in there, put it back in the shoebox, sent it off, Let's say I tell you the story, and then you go, okay, great. Oh, wow, these are great. Gone. It was right back into the box. That was it.
Not even up on a wall, not even in a frame. Why in the box?
Well, you know what? It was slides, it was Polaroids, and I never even thought about doing any more than that. And it was only my friend Mario who kept saying after all these years, because I would be telling the story, and he said, come on, you got to put it out, because people are not seeing the John that you keep talking about. They can see the down and out, as he always presented, the lost weekend, and that's not the way it is.
Well, it was mythologized,
Yes,
as being a very dark period.
And you actually interviewed him.
In John Lennon's life. Well, yeah, during that period, it's when I met you.
Right.
And John, you were around a lot.
Right.
I remember the first time I met you, it was at a club after a show at the Beacon Theater.
Oh, my God.
And of course, during that period, John was on my show.
Right.
And he was around the neighborhood a lot. There are still people in the neighborhood where I live, people to this day, who say, oh, yeah, John Lennon would come in, we'd be over at home having a burger or something, and he'd come in and hang out with everybody and talk to everybody.
Yeah, because I knew the owner. I dragged him in, and we all got friendly. It was a place that he could... Well, John could command the place, really. And, Richard, whatever he wanted to do. It was, whatever you want, John. You want to do this? Okay. You want to close down the doors? We'll close it down. He had control of it.
And it was a very creative period, too. There were 3 albums completed during that period of time.
I'll go down a little list. Here we go. We have Mind Games. We started off with rock and roll with Phil Spector when the gun went off, right? Okay. Then we went into producing Harry Neal's, John's only #1 album and the #1 single.
Yeah, whatever gets you through the night.
In his lifetime. That was it. Then we started to work with Ringo with Goodnight Vienna, with Elton on his Caribou, Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds, and it was also his last public appearance. We did some jamming with Paul and Mick Jagger, which of course came out.
Now I heard that at your house years ago.
House, right. And then also Fame for,
Which was
Bowie.
which he co-wrote.
So how can you call that a non-productive, depressed period?
Well, you know what?
Then afterwards, he disappeared. He went into
basically
sort of a hermetic existence.
Right, and he was doing a lot of radio, being DJ to everyone.
Sure.
And he was having a great time. But you know what? That's the myth, and that's what wanted to be out. Some people wanted that out. And that's
I spoke with him on the phone once for about, 10 or 15 minutes, not on the air.
Right.
Just talking.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that was how accessible he was at that time.
It's pretty amazing, isn't it?
And he was over with Dennis Elsas.
Right. Oh, I got that together for him,
WNEW.
Yeah, because Dennis asked me, he says, do you think we could get John for this interview? He was so frightened. I said, yeah, I'll get him over. And we did it on a Saturday afternoon. It was raining. I just remembered that. Yeah, he had a great time.
What would most surprise us about the John Lennon we didn't know?
You know what? He loved just being home. He was a homebody, really. And he loved the idea of just being, sitting by the water, going swimming, which is what those pictures represent. He just loved that, and just hanging out with his little, the pets that we had. We had 2 kittens, Major and Minor at the time. For the piano
How
keys.
cute.
Yeah, major keys, minor keys, and it was great. He loved sitting there, and he loved, of course, remember, this was at the time when cable box just was starting to, hit the television. His fingers were moving over the buttons. He loved cable. That's where he got his inspiration for whatever gets you through the night, watching Reverend Ike one night.
Remember Reverend Ike?
Vaguely.
Yeah, Reverend Ike.
Really vaguely.
Well, the book Instamatic Karma are, it's kind of family pictures in a sense, just pictures you took.
Right.
You weren't planning on publishing them someday. It's
Look
the
at
sort
that.
of thing you find in a photo album, and you've divided the book into 4 sections: at home, at play, at work, and away.
Right.
And I remember seeing the pictures of the Disney vacation. And those are in the book. It was also during that time when you participated in the reconciliation
Right.
between John and his son Julian.
Right, and that was in 1973. That was the first time, and we saw each other in Los Angeles. And of course, I was like the camp counselor, because Cynthia had also, with Julian's mom, had also brought him over, escorted him over, and I said, let's make it a family outing. We had musicians, we had people, we all went to Disneyland. And Mal Evans, and there's a picture of Mal Evans, who was, of course, if you're a Beatle fan, you know that he was the roadie for the Beatles.
Yes, and pounded the anvil and Maxwell's Silver Hammer.
Exactly, and he also
And met a tragic end, unfortunately.
Terrible. It was a terrible ending. And we all went out to Disneyland, and I mean, you see a picture of Julian with Mal in a teacup, and of course, when Julian wanted to get into that teacup for that ride, I looked at John and said, I can't go on that one. I'll get sick. He goes, oh, I'm not getting on it either. Mal. 6'5" guy sitting in the teacup.
Well, that's what road managers do.
Absolutely.
It's 8:15. We'll be back with May Pang at Q1043.
Ditch the coat and grab your bathing suit. The Sunday.
Classic Rock, Q1043. Whatever gets you through the night. Who knew that it was inspired by cable television? May Pang is with us. The book is Instamatic Karma, photographs of John Lennon. I have some emails that I must share with you.
Oh, okay.
Earlier this week, you mentioned that May Pang was going to be on the program on Thursday. If you could remember, please tell her that Leslie said hi. I saw her last over 20 years ago, but for the better part of 3 years, I was her doorman on the Upper East Side. I was assigned to the 4 to midnight shift between 1982 and 1985. She probably will not remember me at all, but her mother used to bring me fruit. She was very wonderful, and those things stay with us.
Oh.
And this is Leslie Dubois.
Absolutely, I do remember Leslie. Hi, Leslie, if you're listening.
And we also have this email, which was unsigned, but I wanted to share it with you. Just wanted to say that I read May Pang's wonderful book tonight. I was touched on so many levels. The innocence of the time, the respect and love that she and John shared and that they both shared with Julian, the genius and beauty that we all lost on that awful night in 1980. May has captured so much in those simple photos and provided us with yet another reminder of what John was to all of us. May his love of the world he lived in live in our hearts forever. Thank you.
Oh, that's very sweet.
I thought that was beautiful.
That was beautiful. Absolutely. Thank you.
And your book is beautiful, and you have a whole series of book signings so that people will be able to meet you personally,
right?
Including one tonight at Lincoln Center at the Barnes & Noble. That's at 7 p.m. And then, as a matter of fact, you should get a piece of paper and a pencil, because I'm going to go through these dates here for you. We've got Barnes & Noble at Lincoln Center tonight at 7 o'clock. Wednesday, March 26th at 7 p.m. at the Book Review in Huntington.
Right.
Then on Friday, March 28th, 8 p.m., the Raconteur in Metuchen. And then on Sunday, March 30th at 4 p.m., the Barnes & Noble in Clifton, New Jersey. And we will put this information on our website.
Right. And then I'm going to have gallery showings coming April, like in Scottsdale, Arizona, April 11th and 12th.
And you have in June?
At the June Kelly Gallery, on June 11th.
At somebody's cell phone, right?
Oh.
that just went off? It's something.
It wasn't mine.
Okay, so where is the gallery show in June?
June 11th at the June Kelly Gallery down in Soho.
Okay. And so once again, tonight, Lincoln Center, 7 p.m., book signing the book Instamatic Karma.
One thing, Cynthia Lennon is going to be there to introduce me.
She is.
Nice.
Well, you're
really good friends.
Yeah, you're